We are going to discuss about our first elective in fourth BTech first semester, that is mobile computing. Mobile computing, we have 6 units. The main objective to learn this mobile computing in each and in fourth BTech first semester is main objective is to make understand the concept of mobile computing. Each student must understand what is mobile computing and what are the different applications of mobile computing, and all students must know about the different applications and different problems, different limitations, and different layers of mobile networks, and what are the database issues in the mobile computing, and what is the ad hoc network, and what are the related concepts to ad hoc networks, and what are the different platforms, different protocols in mobile environment. Okay, this is the first case we need to understand. Coming to the syllabus of this mobile computing, the first unit will discuss about the introduction to mobile communications and what is mobile computing and what is the paradigm of mobile computing and what are the different applications and promises of mobile computing, and what is the mobile computing reference model, and what is the mobile handheld devices, and what are the different limitations of mobile handheld devices. And this we will discuss in our first unit, first chapter. Coming to the second part of the first unit is the very important one, that is the global system for mobile communication, GSM. In this GSM, we'll discuss about what are the different GSM services, and what is the system architecture, and what is the radio interfaces, and what are the different protocols, and what is the localization, and what is the localization, and everything we'll discuss about. Coming to the first unit in mobile computing. Yeah. Yeah. This one, this is our this is the lecture note of mobile computing, fourth BTech first semester. And now coming to the first unit of mobile computing, we need to know what is a mobile computing and what is the importance of mobile computing. Why we introduced mobile computing? As the technology rapidly increasing, we need to upgrade to the mobile computing and the cellular. Nowadays, we are using cellular communications, wireless LANs, and satellites. We are using satellite services. Uh, by using these services, we can able to access the services anywhere at any time, regardless of the size. And these mobile computers are equipped with wireless. The main advantage of these mobile computers are these are wireless computers. Coming to the mobile computing, uh, the mobile computing can enable the users to access the network services. We are accessing the internet, means we are accessing the network services. We are accessing the network services. We can access these network services from anywhere, any place, anytime. This is the main advantage of this mobile computing. This mobile computing can enable the end users to access the network services from any place, anytime, and anywhere. Okay, and this is the first one. Coming to the first topic of our mobile computing, uh, we have a communication device. if a communication device can exhibit one of the following characteristics, any communication device can exhibit four properties. Any of the following four properties. First property of the communication device is fixed and wired property. Fixed and wired property. The best example for the characteristic fixed and wired is our desktop system. Our desktop system is fixed at one place and it is a wired. These devices uses fixed networks and for performance reasons. Fixed networks for performance reasons. Okay. The best example for fixed and wired characteristic is desktop communication device. The second characteristic is mobile and wired. The best example for this mobile and wired communication characteristic is laptop computer. Laptop computer comes under this category. The users can carry the laptops from one place to another place. Next, reconnecting the company's network via some telephone network via some modem. Suppose, let's take an example. We carry our laptop computer to our college. There we connect the internet by using college modem or some telephone by using some mobile or by using some modem or some using some telephone network, etc., etc. So laptop computer is said to be the best example for this mobile and wired characteristic. Coming to the third property, fixed and wireless. Fixed and wireless comes into the picture. This type of characteristic can install in historical buildings like Taj Mahal, some Charminar, some temples, where the historical places, some churches, where we cannot able to break the walls. There, in those cases, the cabling may be very much difficult. In those cases, what we will do is we will fix one wireless modem over there. We'll fix one wireless modem. By that, we can able to access the internet services. The thing we need to remember about fixed and wireless is this case can happen in historical buildings. To avoid the damage by installing the wires and etc., etc. Now coming to the last characteristic is mobile and wireless. This is our topic. This is the main subject of mobile computing, mobile and wireless. This is the most interesting case. In this case, there is no cable required. There is no restriction of cable. There is no restriction. The user can roam one place to one place. There is no limitation of cables and everything. The best example for this mobile and wireless characteristic is our mobile device. Today, most of the persons using the internet services by using GSM. More than 800 to 900 million users are using internet by using GSM services. GSM means Global System for Mobile Communication. Everyone using all we are using this thing. All we are using SIM cards in our mobile phones. SIM means subscriber identity module. All we are using subscriber identity module. By using this SIM card, we can access the internet services. Okay. Now moving to the next one, applications of mobile computing. Moving to the next one, applications of mobile computing. In many fields we are using mobile communications Some of the important cases are described here. Coming to the first application of mobile computing is vehicles. Vehicles mean, let's take an example of cars. Um, in our car, music, news, the road conditions, weather reports, and broadcast information via DAB. DAB means digital audio broadcasting, and every communication every communication will be happens through this mobile telecommunication. This is mobile telecommunication only. Let's take another one more example. The current position of car is determined by a GPS, where the car is located. This can be tracked via global positioning system, GPS. In case of any accident, while driving a car, in case of an accident, not only with the airbag be triggered, the police and ambulance service will be called for. Whenever the accident happens, automatically the built-in airbag system in the car is triggered. That's the one case. The another advanced case is, whenever the accident happens, automatically the system the system connected in a car will make a call to the ambulance and police as well, and as well, and it knows them. It tells the police and ambulance people where the car is located. Okay, this is very much important one as far as the security is concerned. Second application where we can use emergency is mobile computing is emergencies. Suppose let me tell one example. One example in emergency case. Whenever an accident takes place, what will happen is, ambulance is called for, and the ambulance will take the patient to the hospital. Here the advanced system, what the advanced system is, while reaching to the hospital, in the journey itself, the patient information, the patient condition, and every patient information will be submitted to the hospital through communication devices in the ambulance. Okay, this will help which specialist will take care for, and which doctor will be consulted, and this early diagnosis process will help the patient to treat fast. Okay, this is the second case. Coming to the third case, business applications. In business applications, this mobile computing also takes place. Managers can use these mobile computers, say some critical presentations, and to the major customers. They can access the market, they can access the market information all the time. Even though they are in a journey, even though wherever they are, they can see the market information in their mobile phones and their mobile computers, and this happens through mobile computing only. And one more example is, a traveling salesman today needs an instant access to the company's database. How many data? A traveling salesman needs to connect with the company's database to check the availability of the product, and what is the situation of the product, and keep track of all activities, and from the office to keep track of the all employees. This mobile computing will be useful. It is in the business case. Now coming to the next one, and this credit card verification. Credit card verification means, POS, all you know about POS, point of sale terminals. In every shops, there is a point of sale terminals that in supermarket shops, when the customer uses the credit cards for transaction, the intercommunication is required between the bank and the central computer and POS terminal. POS terminal అంటే ఏంటంటే wherever our card is swiped, మన కార్డ్ స్వైప్ చేస్తాం కదండి, దాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే పిఓఎస్, పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ సేల్ అంటామండి. we need an intercommunication required between the bank central computer and POS terminal in order to effective validation of the card usage that can take place quickly and securely over cellular check. This happens not, this is not happens physically. Only this can happens, only this can happens virtually. Well, not this mobile. This is happens to not physically. Okay. This can the main advantage of this situation is this can speed up the transaction process, and there is no physical contact is required to authorize a card or authorize a person. Okay, this is the one more application, credit card verification. Moving to the next one, replacement of wired networks. Replacement of wired networks. To replace a wired networks, what we need, a wireless network is needed to replace the wired networks. Let's take an example, remote sensors and remote sensors are in historic buildings. Due to economic reasons, it is often impossible to wire remote sensors for weather forecast, earthquake detections, or provide environmental information and everything. These wireless connections, for example, through satellite and satellite communication, it can help the situation. Mainly the best examples are sensors, laptop computers, or information displays in historical buildings where excess cabling may destroy valuable walls or floors. Let me conclude this one, replacement of wired networks. And let's take a historical building. To keep track of if any information to be displayed, if any information to be passed, we need a cable or modem and everything. To avoid these situations, what we will do is we will use a satellite communication. If we use a cable, what happens, we need to destroy the historical places, buildings, walls. We need to destroy the valuable walls, floors, etc. Okay, to avoid the situation, we need a replacement of wired networks. That is nothing but we need to introduce a wireless network. Last application of mobile computing is infotainment. Infotainment is nothing but it comes under some entertainment, some GPS, knowing about what is GPS, what is the local base station, this one download, this all entertainment factor comes to this category, infotainment. Wireless networks can provide up-to-date information at any appropriate location wherever we are. The wireless network, we can provide up-to-date information. This travel guide, the travel guide might tell you something about a history about the building, downloading the information about the building at the same evening via local wireless network. Another growing field of wireless network application lies the entertainment, games. Example is ad hoc gaming networks as soon as possible to play together. Okay, this is one more application and last application of mobile computing. Moving to the next one, limitations of mobile computing. Uh, Even the mobile computing enables the user to access the networks from anywhere, from any place, anytime. Even though it has some limitations, coming to the limitations one by one, the first limitation is resource constraint. Resource constraint. The major resource constraint the mobile device is facing is battery. Mobile itself as having a very small in size. It uses small battery, nothing but it is having less power. As long as the battery is alive, then only the mobile device can be used. As the battery is decreased, we cannot access the mobile device. This is the one resource constraint, battery. Next one, interference. Second limitation is interference. The interference means one transmission is interfered into another transmission. Interference means one transmission is mixed or combined with another transmission or interpreted with another transmission. The radio transmission cannot be protected against this interference using shielding. If it is a physical thing, we can restrict that one by using shielding. It is, if it is a radio transmission, we cannot protect against the interference using shielding or okay. Next, bandwidth. This is the important one. Coming to the wireless networks and wired networks is having higher transmission rates. Wireless networks, even though they are increasing day by day, they are having less transmission rates. When compared to mobile computers are having less transmission rate when compared to the desktop systems. Even now, most of the researchers is looking for the most efficient protocols to overcome this bandwidth problem. Next one, some dynamic changes in communication environment. Dynamic changes in communication environment. Dynamic changes means variations in signal power. In some place the signal may get strong, we may get strong signal. In some place we may get weak signal. That is depends upon region to region. Thus the link delays, a connection losses. Link delays and the connection, sometimes the signal is weak, the connection may be lost. Next one, network issues. Network issues means, as all we know, the discovery of connection services to the destination and connection stability. The main mobile is nothing but it is moving from one place to another place due to environmental problems. Either of the reasons, the network issues will happen in mobile computing. And last one, interoperability issues. Interoperability issues happens the varying of protocols. In some can use TCP protocol, some can use UDP protocol. In wireless communication, some can use WAP, wireless access protocol, and etc. This happens. This variation can happens because of protocol standards. And last one is security constraints. This is the main concern as far as the wireless communication and mobile computing is concerned. Not only the portable devices be stolen easily. So suppose the mobile is very portable in size, it can be easily stolen, and that is a normal case. But the radio interface also can be stolen. Also, it can be prone to the dangerous eavesdropping. If our radio transmission of our radio interface is prone, some dangers happens to eavesdropping. Some may do eavesdropping. Wireless wireless access must always includes wireless access must always includes encryption, authentication, and other security mechanisms that must be efficient and simple as efficient. Coming to the security, it is a very big challenge to the user. It is a very big challenge to the users because there might be a it is a radio interface. All we need is good encryption algorithms, good and authentication principles, and best security mechanisms. That must be efficient. And one more important thing is it must be as easy and as simple as easy the users can use. Okay, this is about the mobile computing limitations.